Hello friends, this is Professor Sanjay Dap here again, Senior Moderator in Computer Science, Pune Board. Today in this video, I am going to discuss how to write an assembly language program. Any program in assembly language is divided into three parts. First is the initialization. The second part is the actual logic of the program. And the third part is to store the result. When you write any program, you need to keep few things in mind. First thing is, you'll have to understand the statement of the program properly. To understand the statement means, you'll have to see what is given in the statement and what is asked. And for that, you need to read the statement 2 times, 3 times. Once you understood the statement, then you'll have to see how many counters are required for that particular program. Because some programs require 2 counters, some programs require 1 counter, and there are few programs which require no counter at all. Now, once you know how many counters are required for the program, then you'll have to see how the counter is given in the statement. Because sometimes the length of the block is given in the statement in terms of giving the number or by giving the range. And sometimes the length of the block is given in some memory location. Then accordingly, you'll have to use the instruction in the program to initialize the counter. This will see actually in the program. Now look at this statement. 5 BCD numbers are stored in consecutive memory locations starting from 3500. Write an assembly language program to add all the bytes and store the result in the memory location starting from 3020H. Now here the statement, 5 BCD bytes are stored in consecutive memory locations starting from 3500. Now the same statement can be given this way also. A block of data is stored from 3500 to 3504. So here either the range is given 3500 to 3504 or 5 BCD. It means that 5 and 3500 to 3504 both are same. Okay. So from this statement, what you understood? First thing is total 5 bytes we need to add, and bytes are BCD bytes, means binary coded decimal bytes. Okay, and program is of addition. Now since the length is given in the statement itself, we use MVI instruction to initialize the length of the bytes to be added. So MVI is 05. 5 is the length of the block. And now since this is the program of addition, any program of addition, the result is 16-bit. It means that there is always a chance of generation of carry. And for that, we need another counter here, which I am using here, B. Initially, B is 00. So in this program, we require 2 counters. First counter for number of bytes to be added, and second counter for carry if at all it is generated. Now your actual program starts from 3500. So the next statement is Alexa H 3500. And we know that any processing will have to bring the byte in accumulator. So for that, the next statement is move A, M. Why M here? Because your data is stored in the memory location, which is given here in the HL register pair. So move the contents of M, whose address is given in HL pair. So M to A. First byte is in accumulator. Now getting byte in accumulator or adding it to the accumulator is one and the same thing. So since I moved the first byte to the accumulator, I'll have to decrement the byte counter by 1. So this 5 becomes 4, DCRC. Now to this, I'll have to add the next byte. Where the next byte is stored? It is in the 3501. So to go to that 3501, we use the instruction INX-H. And then after that, add that byte to the accumulator. Again here, add M. Why? Because the address is in HL pair. So add M. Second byte is added to the meaning of add M is add memory to accumulator, means the contents of memory to accumulator. Now after adding this, the result which is present in accumulator is in hexadecimal form. But our program is of BCD, binary coded decimal. So that result has to be converted into decimal form. For that, we use the instruction DAA, decimal adjust accumulator. Means the result which is present, means the result means addition of 2 bytes which is present in accumulator. By using this instruction, we convert it into decimal. And after that, we'll have to check for carry. Okay, because any addition, it may generate carry. If there is no carry, then we'll have to go to the instruction DCRC, because second byte we are added, so we'll have to decrement the byte counter one more time. If there is no carry to next DCRC. But if there is a carry, then you'll have to first increment the carry register here. Counter carry register means carry counter here B by 1 INR B and decrement C. Why? Because in any case, whether there is a carry or no carry, we'll have to decrement this byte counter by 1. And how long we are going to decrement it by 1? Till this C is non-zero. So if it is not 0, then we'll have to go to the next byte. And for that, jump not 0 to loop. Loop is what? INX-H, because the next byte to be added. So INX-H, and then again add that byte to the accumulator. And this loop will be repeated for a given number of times, in this case, 5 number of times. Once this C becomes 0, your result is ready. And this result is present at 2 different places. The lower order byte of the result is always present in the accumulator. So that has to be stored in 3020, because you are asked to store the result starting from 3020. So 3020 will hold the lower order byte of the result. So accumulator contents will be moved to 3020. And where is your higher order byte? That is nothing but register B. So move the contents of B to accumulator and again store that in the next memory location 3021. So in this program, what we have understood, the first thing is the length is given directly in the statement of the program. For that, we have used MVI. And second thing, since this is the BCD program, after adding, we'll have to use the instruction DAA to convert hexadecimal into decimal. Now, we'll move to the next program. Next program, statement here, the length of the block is stored in 4500 and the block itself starts from 4501H respectively. Write an assembly language program to count number of odd bytes in the block and store the result in the next memory location. Now there is a difference between the previous statement and this statement. In this case, the length of block, how many bytes we need to check, not given in the statement. That length is given in the memory location 4500. And secondly, again, where to store the result? We need to store the result in the memory location at the end of the block, next to the last byte which is there in the block. Okay, so here first, again in this particular program, we need 2 counters, because one counter for the length, how many bytes to be checked, and second is how many odd bytes you get in that block. So I have used first counter B again here, initialize it at 00. This is the counter for odd bytes, and LXI H 4500 and move C comma M. Now here MVI is not used. Why? Because the length is not given directly in the statement, it is given in memory location. So we use LXI H 4500 and then move it to the C. This is the basic difference. And now actual block starts from 4501. To go to that next memory location, we use INX-H. And then get that byte in accumulator by using instruction move A, M. Because this byte, we need to check whether it is odd or not. After this, instruction RRC, rotate accumulator right without carry. Now, what does this instruction do? This instruction will check bit D0 of the byte stored in accumulator. Now here, we'll have to find the number of odd bytes. Or when we get the odd byte, I have given here 2 examples. You can find out, you can see here, 25 is odd byte and D0 of odd is 1. It means that if D0 is 1, when we use this RRC, this 1 will go to carry. But if D0 is 0, when D0 is 0, if it is even byte, like 08 is even number, then D0 is 0. So we say that no carry. So D0 in carry means no carry, 1 in carry means carry. So after RRC, if no carry means, let us assume if first number is there, then in that case, 0 will go to this and no carry. If no carry is there, go to next. Next means here DCRC. Because the first number we checked in accumulator. When if there is, it means that no carry means your number is even and our program is for odd number. But if there is a carry, then first it will increment the carry counter, which is B here, and decrement C again. In any case, whether there is a carry means you are getting odd number or even number, carry or no carry, in any case, you'll have to decrement this counter C by 1. And after that, again we decrement this C till this C is non-zero. So jump not 0, repeat. Repeat means what? Again it will go to INXL, go to the next byte. Again get that byte in accumulator and the same loop will be repeated for a given number of time. And finally, your result is present in register B. So here, since it is asked to store the result in the next memory location, we use the instruction INX-H and then move the contents of B. B is nothing but the result. How many odd bytes are there? To memory location, which is next to the last byte in the block, and then terminate the program. So here in this program, we have seen that in first program, the length is given in the block. In second program, the length is given in some memory location and the initialization changes were here. So after going through this program, I hope that it will definitely help you to understand how to write the program in assembly language and how to decide the counter. In my next video, I am going to take few programs in which one counter or no counter is required. Till then, take care. Again, I hope that this program will help you in understanding the logic of the program and how to write the program in the final exam. Thank you.